Hello, my name is Benofis. Today we'll be talking to you about the UK's online security safety bill. It was an idea brought up in March 2022 and eventually became reality and passed through every single level of government in the UK. It is now in effect as of January 1st, 2025. The reason it was created or even brought up was the fact that pre the bill, there was a lot of things on the internet that were considered unfiltered, and it affected adults just as it is children, teenagers. It affected everybody. Um, I'll go through a list of some of the basic stuff that affected everyone, such as encouraging self harm, cyber flashing, spreading false information, image abuse, uh, intimate image abuse, which can be linked to revenge porn or just it can be anything similar to that. Epilepsy trolling was a really big one, such as not having flash warnings in like videos and just being like, haha, this is very funny, and then people get like finding people posting their like people who are epileptic reacting to the flashing without warning, which put a lot of people into the hospital. Then you have a lot of the issues with the younger groups, such as children, them being exposed to 18 plus content, being exposed to people who they shouldn't be around with, such as like pedophiles, adult groups, um, being exposed to people that would teach them the bird and the bees when usually that's something you would keep private and be taught when they're of age with the parents, usually, or school, depending on how old they are. Um, Also helping bust like human trafficking, prostitution, uh, national security issues such as terrorism groups, extremist groups, or just in general just flaunting crimes like people recording themselves doing quote unquote pranks, but they're just taking them too far and doing like harm to others emotionally, spiritually, or physically. Um, yeah, uh, there wasn't a lot that shouldn't have been on there, but the issue that this bill brought, in theory, it's amazing. It should keep everybody safe, but it also causes a lot of issues where a lot of people genuinely think that it's an attack towards free speech in the UK because there's a lot of things that can be considered extremist, hate speech, or too far. So it's kind of give and take. You give a lot and giving the government eyes over what people do, say, post, and uses evidence in court. Yeah, that's a lot of the take. The real world is like it usually just affects the UK. Some Americans have tried to have been punished as foreigners who are touring and say some things that they shouldn't because we're used to free speech in our country. But remember that doesn't always carry to other countries because we are guests in other countries. Um, there's constant developments day to day of like lowering sentences for certain crimes under the bill, extending others, and trying to figure out where that sweet spot of like allowing corporations to also do their part because the government can't also keep a watchful eye on all this stuff. A big player right now, the biggest one that like has been having a lot of issues with watching over the like private messages of like your users is WhatsApp and Instagram. WhatsApp's the one that has more thorough like openness about it, but as of right now, people are kind of adjusting to it. Some people are fully against it. Some people are like all for it. I feel like as long as the internet goes in the right direction and we do stop like really heinous crimes such as human trafficking, keeping kids safe, and letting them just be kids, and adults not taking things too far, I feel like it's a good idea in theory. Um, Thank you. I appreciate you coming down and sitting down with me. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you.